In today's video, I'm just going to update my S&P work, and anybody that's familiar with the way I do things, I basically set up one decision to the next. So as far as the last time and price work that I did on the weekly chart, we did have some timing cycles that were due the weeks ending the 3rd and the 10th of this month, okay, that you can see here, and all of those came together. The actual high was made the week ending March 3rd, and it was also made where we had already met key extensions on the upside from the February lows, and there was also a projection of one of these prior rally swings that was very similar at this last high. So we did finally see at least a bit of a downside correction from that area, but then that took us into the next decision, okay? And this is some of the stuff that I had posted Sunday night as far as support decisions. We're going to look at it via the S&P futures because it actually is a better chart in this case. So one of the things that we saw here was that we did take out an important prior swing low. We did have the 513 crossover to the downside, and there have been some sell-offs that we have been able to participate in, but this took us into the next decision. We had timing for a possible low that actually came in with the histogram over the weekend. So that meant that we also had to look at Monday for a possible low, since Monday was the 27th. So we had timing to be aware of as we ended up testing some of this lower support here in S&P futures. Now there was a really nice cluster that came in a little bit lower, but we didn't quite make that area. That came in at the 2308 to 2314 area, but we ended up making an extension of this, I guess it was this prior swing here. That's where we ended up putting in the low directly into the time window for a low, and now that takes us to our next decision, okay? So first decision I shared was the weekly time and price resistance. Second decision was time and price for a low here. Now, if this last high is more important, then what should happen? Well, we should fail around or below one of these two price resistance decisions. So this is kind of like the last ditch resistance that we're coming into here. The areas come in at looks like 2361 and a half to 75, and then 23, let's say 66.75 to 23.69.75. So like I said, if this high is more important, then we should start to see a failure around here. If we do not, okay, if we just start blowing through the rest of this resistance, then the odds increase for a continued rally from this time and price low instead. So again, take it from one decision to the next. We had one decision here, one decision here. Here's your next decision. If we fail to clear it, you see sell triggers, then we could get another swing to the downside. But if you clear that same important resistance by a decent margin, then we are more likely to continue to extend to the next key target up at the 2418 area. So, watch what it does around these levels and trade accordingly, and hope that makes some sense to you.